Warren Buffett, arguably the greatest investor of all time, has the world hanging on his every move. And lately, his biggest move has been to not move at all. Today, we're going to break down his latest interview, figure out why he's sitting on a mountain of cash, and uncover what that means for you. Let's get into it.
Let's just start with this number. $370 billion. That's the size of the cash pile at Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway. It's a war chest that's bigger than the entire economy of countries like Colombia or Chile. And it's just sitting there, growing every single quarter.
You'd think that with the market taking a dip, an investor with that much cash would be thrilled, right? A chance to buy on the cheap. But when he was asked about a recent 9% drop, Buffett's response was, well, kind of a shrug. This just deepens the mystery. Why is the Oracle of Omaha keeping his powder dry?
Which brings us to our first point. The Oracle is waiting. Despite all the volatility in the market, the world's most famous investor is sitting on the sidelines, and his patience tells a story all by itself. The key here is just the sheer scale of his inaction. We're not talking about a little cash on the side. This is a deliberate, massive reserve. When asked what he's been buying, he admitted to just one tiny purchase, and he wouldn't even name the company. The crucial point is what he's not buying.
So why all the caution? Well, this is a man who has seen the market crash by over 50% 3 times in his career. In his recent interview, Buffett gave us 3 clear warnings that explain why a 9% dip is basically just noise to him.
First up, let's talk about Apple. It's Berkshire's single biggest stock holding. Buffett recently admitted that he's started selling some of his Apple shares, and now he says it was a mistake that he made too soon. But here is the critical nuance. Even though he regrets selling, he also added that he doesn't see today's market price as an attractive opportunity to buy more. So he admits the mistake, but he still thinks the price is too high. That is a really powerful signal. His second warning points to a hidden danger in the financial system, something called shadow banking. And when Buffett warns about financial risks, people listen. Remember, this is the guy who called derivatives financial weapons of mass destruction years before the 2008 crisis. So what is shadow banking? Basically, they're companies that do bank-like things, lending money, managing credit, but they operate outside of the traditional banking regulations. The problem is, they're deeply connected to the real banks. If one of these unregulated entities fails, it could set off a domino effect, just like Lehman Brothers did back in 2008.
Buffett's third concern is geopolitical. He specifically mentioned the immense danger of Iran potentially getting its hands on nuclear weapons, comparing the feeling to how the world views North Korea's nuclear arsenal. He believes this risk adds a layer of profound uncertainty to the global picture.
All of this leads us to a deeper, more personal reason for Buffett's inaction. Beyond the market warnings, it all comes down to a fundamental principle that has defined his entire career.
This is his core philosophy, the circle of competence. It's a simple but powerful idea. You only invest in what you understand completely. For decades, this discipline was his greatest strength. Today, however, it might just be his biggest limitation.
So what's inside Buffett's circle? Traditional, stable industries. Insurance, banking, consumer goods, energy. And what's outside? Well, for the most part, it's technology. He famously admitted that his biggest mistakes were not buying Google and Amazon when he had the chance, simply because he didn't feel like he understood them.
And this brings us to the most important part of this whole analysis. Buffett's limitation, his self-imposed boundary, may have created a unique and powerful opportunity for the average, modern investor. For you. Here's the crucial paradox. The very sector that has experienced the biggest drop in its valuations, the one that might be on sale, is the one Buffett knows the least about, but that you, having grown up with it, probably understand very well.
Let's look at the data. The valuation of the tech sector, measured by its price-to-earnings ratio, has plummeted from 32 down to 21. It's gotten significantly cheaper. At the same time, its expected earnings growth for the next 12 months is a staggering 55%, more than double the S&P 500 average.
This simple chart makes the difference crystal clear. You have lower valuations combined with dramatically higher growth expectations. This is the opportunity that Buffett, by his own rules, can't easily participate in.
So what should we take away from all this? I think we can distill Buffett's wisdom and the current market situation into 3 clear, practical lessons.
First, respect Buffett's patience. The lesson isn't to buy tech. It's to apply his discipline to your circle of competence. Second, think for yourself. Just because Buffett isn't buying doesn't mean you shouldn't be. His circle isn't your circle. And third, stay calm. Look past the scary headlines, analyze the underlying numbers, and you might just find opportunities that others are too afraid to see.
And that leaves us with one final, essential question. This isn't about what Buffett knows, it's about what you know. In a world of infinite options, where does your knowledge give you an edge? What is your circle of competence?